My time here at Holy Child has profoundly impacted my life, and it, in fact, profoundly impacted it so much that it changed my life completely and set me up on a trajectory which I would have never anticipated.
The task of describing everything that Holy Child did for me is a rather daunting one because I'm afraid I lack the ability to synthesize all of the various lessons that I learned into one or two profound statements. But I would say actually it's not so much about the individual things I learned so much as the fact that Holy Child formed me into who I am today, which is, I suppose, the purpose of a liberal arts education is to form and shape the complete and well-rounded human person.
That the classical education, and not only classical, but a Catholic classical education, has prepared me to be a human being to its fullest capacity and has prepared me to see what a life lived for God would look like.
That's one of the most valuable things that an education at Holy Child can give you is the ability to live the most fulfilling and joyful life possible, which comes from union with God. During my semester abroad during college and during my subsequent travels in Europe, I realized all the more that what Holy Child gave us is a participation in the universal church. And so I would go to Poets' Corner in Westminster Abbey, for example, or I would be standing in these beautiful cathedrals in Italy. Despite not sharing a language, I was able to sing the same Latin chants that I learned at my tiny mountain haven of a school in Terrace, alongside the Italians in St. John Lateran, for example. And despite coming from a variety of educational backgrounds, I would be able to recite The Village Blacksmith or other poems that I learned at Holy Child with my friends to pass the time as we journeyed through Europe and traipsed across the Irish and English countrysides. It gives us a gift of communion both with others and with God, and draws everyone together in the mystical body of Christ. This communion also is formed by a shared appreciation of truth, beauty, and goodness. And what Holy Child did was it presented us with examples of beauty so that we could go out into the world and recognize them and share them with others.
I was so impacted by Holy Child as a school that I eventually, surprisingly, became a teacher in the classical classroom myself for a high school.
My time as a student here provided me with the necessary foundation and preparation for college. And then my time in college in turn prepared me with all I needed to become a teacher here so that I was able to give the students everything that I possibly could in their own education. Teaching here ended up being the most fulfilling experience imaginable. Holy Child has taught me the value of dying to self and pouring yourself out as a continual gift for others. So it's not just that you receive this gift of truth, beauty, and goodness and keep it for yourself. You're continually inspired to pour it out for others because it's a gift that once you receive it insists on being given to the whole world. And this dying to self and continual outpouring of yourself was what I was taught when I was a teacher here. It was one of the most valuable lessons that Holy Child taught me, albeit long after I had graduated from here as a student.